everyone, welcome back. Today I am doing a video all about friendships. I love this topic because did you know that friendships are like the least studied relationship out of everything? Like romantic relationships are studied, family dynamics are studied, but like the friendship category doesn't really get much love. And these relationships are very important. They can feel just as intimate and passionate as a romantic relationship. It has the potential to be very confusing at times, but either way, I have gathered some of your questions that you guys asked me on my Instagram, so we're gonna be doing a little Q&A. But before we get into that, I want to thank our sponsor for this video, BetterHelp. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring today's video. BetterHelp is a service that assesses your needs and then matches you with your very own licensed professional therapist that has been trained to listen and help you go through your personal matters, your relationship issues, your family dynamics, all of that. They've got a huge network of over 20,000 therapists that cover a huge range of expertise. This is especially helpful if you live like particularly off the grid and there's not many options for you. BetterHelp can resolve that. Everything is also completely private and confidential. Getting started is super simple. You just answer this questionnaire and then you'll be matched with your personal therapist within 48 hours. From there, you can decide to go to a secure video or phone session. You can exchange unlimited messages with them. Let's say you're not feeling your therapist, BetterHelp make it super simple and easy and free to change therapists if needed. They really want to make sure that you have a good therapeutic match. Right now, they're having an offer for 10% off your first month. Just go to my link, betterhelp.com/Jen. That's better, H-E-L-P. I will leave that link in the description box, so please pop that open. And with that said, let's get into the video. What are 3 things you look for in a friend? So the first quality I look for in a best friend is probably like openness. I really appreciate when someone is just like very open-minded to different beliefs, lifestyles, is open to changing their mind. I'm also referring to an openness with their feelings, their knowledge, their vulnerability. I mean, like a friendship truly is a two-way street, and if you're not open with me and you're still feeling guarded, it's really difficult to get deep. I feel like with best friends, I love when any topic is like up for discussion. The second quality that I love in a friend is someone who can make you feel heard. Someone who has mastered the skill of active listening. Like honestly, deep listeners are becoming genuinely harder and harder to find these days. So when you run into one, it's actually so refreshing. Active listening is someone who like engages in your conversation, pries a little bit deeper, asks questions, doesn't immediately try to like fix or give advice. And the last quality that I look for in a best friend is someone that prioritizes growth. And this growth can come in so many ways. It could be a growth in self-development, spirituality. It could be anything. I think I just genuinely enjoy seeing my friends evolve because ultimately my friends have like the biggest influence on me, hands down. It could be like, you know, an influencer telling me that this is good, but like if my friend says something is good, I will 100% buy that. So I wanna make sure that like my best friends around me are like inspiring me at some capacity. It doesn't need to be like, oh, like I wanna get like motivated all the time, but just like in general, it's nice to see like growth and evolution with the people that you're surrounded with because it inspires me to do the same. Do you have a best friend or just a group of close friends? Man, this question will always like pop out to me because I feel like we have been brainwashed to think that we need that one singular best friend, that you just crown the title of best friend and then you guys are just best friends forever. Life, unfortunately, isn't like that, at least for me. And it truly is the worst feeling when you say someone's your best friend and it's just not reciprocated. Yeah, that happened to me in middle school. Totally soul crushing. I feel like the hack to best friends is realizing that you could have multiple best friends. It's not like you have like a finite amount of best friend titles and that you can only like, you know, give 3 and then you run out. Like there is no limit. The limit does not exist. And I feel very lucky to have multiple best friends because my best friends come through for me in different ways. There is no hierarchy whatsoever. I've got a best friend that I can call up and she'll like knock some sense into me. I've got a best friend that we can like talk about philosophy and changes in tech. I've got mom best friends now. Like I've got a huge range. I don't know, I feel like I'm just very fluid with my friendships, especially because I have such like a structured, committed role with my husband, because that's like, you know, we're our number ones. But with like my best friends, it's always like fluctuating, it's very fluid. How do you navigate ebbs and flows of a close relationship? I think it was my therapist who said this, but she said that every friendship has its seasons. Sometimes it's spring and summer and you guys are super connected, you guys are constantly talking and doing all these things together. But sometimes it's fall and winter and you guys are just more busy and disconnected. I don't know, I think with my best friends, I just see things more in like a long-term way, when I know like, you know, we're just having our season and I just kind of give it time to breathe. I feel like if there is nothing that significantly happened, like if there was not like an event where there was tension and you guys fought, then chances are it's just, you know, it's just fall and winter. It's nothing personal. I also think that this is the moment when you should reach out and initiate. That's what's going to help you get out of the winter season and back into the spring. I think this is also when it's good when you've got multiple best friends, because if someone is busy, you just call someone else, you know? That's it. And then when they're back again, you're like, hey, what's up? You know, it's not personal. As you get older, you realize like people just have their own lives, especially when people start having families and they're changing their careers or they move. In the end, life is just always gonna change. Do you think you need a formal breakup conversation when it comes to female friendships? Again, I feel like it really depends on the situation. Like if shit really hit the fan and something happened and you realize like, damn, I cannot be friends with this person, I feel like that friendship breakup conversation is totally warranted. If it's a situation where you guys are just hanging out and you guys are friends, but like gradually with each hang you realize like, we're just not very compatible, then I feel like a slow fade out is very acceptable. Some of you guys might be shaking your heads being like,
Jen, you just need to be honest. You gotta have that talk.
You do that. That is your life. But for me, I like the gradual fade. I am not trying to add more difficult conversations into my life when I don't have to. Generally with friendships, like people could read the room. Like if you realize like, hey, this person is just not as like urgently responding like they used to, or like they're always kind of busy, then it just gradually fades. And sometimes time will pass and then we're ready to be friends again. How do you rekindle a friendship? This is very easy. You just hit them up. Friendships are weird in the sense that this is like the only relationship where you can like see this person like every single day and then like something happens, like they move or you know, like someone gets a new job and then you don't like see each other for like 6 years. And then one day you guys see each other at a bar and you're like, oh my God, like let's hang out again. And you guys just like pick up things like nothing has ever happened. That's cool. I like that about friendships. One line that I recently used on a friend that I haven't talked to in 6 years, I just like texted her being like, hey, is this still your number? It's Jen. I walked by that bar that we met at and you came up in my mind. How are you doing? Then once I got her response, I was like, hey, like, what's your schedule looking like this week? If not, like, what's it like this month? And then we just locked in a day. And literally, we had dinner, and it's like nothing ever happened. How cool is that? This is like the only relationship in our lives where we can just do that. Like, you can't do that with your boyfriend. You can't do that with your family. Nothing. So I think that was pretty cool. I think it's just a matter of just like putting yourself out there and not being afraid of being the one to initiate. People are really busy, and in these days, more than ever, I feel like people are very passive. I feel like if you're the one who constantly reaches out, we are a rare breed, and things will not happen without us. Like if anything, I like take it with like a cool badge of honor, being like, I'm the one that makes shit happen. Now that I'm in my 30s, my friendships look a little bit different, but I feel like the key element is consistency. Like there's gotta be some like consistency. Like I've gotta see you at least like once a month, if not like at least one like FaceTime chat, or else I just think that we're in a winter in our friendship. And then again, I don't take it personally either, because ultimately nothing is about you. Everyone is just living their own life. So if you're having a winter with one of your friends, just so be it. You don't scream out the window being like, damn it, it's snowing. You just accept it and you just fucking move on. That's it. And pretty soon spring will start popping up again. Either way, I feel like friendship is really about consistency and showing up when you can. Ooh, before you leave, please leave some values that you want in your best friend in the comments down below. I love reading those, truly. All right, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!